Hey guys, Kevin here for Easy ESL Games. Recently we were asked a question by Razia in our comments section. She asked us how we can apply certain games to switch the tensions and switch the target languages. What I want to show you here is how basically every one of our games can be adapted to any level and basically any ability, any age. What you have to understand before you play though is basically the point of every game is kind of trivial. You know, to play soccer, you're not allowed to use your hands. You have to kick it into a goal, and a goal apparently means something. And then they make up rules, and then all of a sudden that objective is hard because of the competition. Basketball. Now you're allowed to use your hands, but you have to bounce the ball up and down, which is kind of arbitrary, and then throw it into a basket. Again, there's no real reason that's worth anything. It's just everybody's decided to play by those rules, and then you add in competition, and everybody has a good time. Now, classroom games work exactly the same way. You start by picking a target language or grammar point, add an objective and a little bit of competition, and basically everybody is going to have a good time. What I'm going to do right now is show you how you can take the game Tic Tac Toe. You can play it with 2-year-olds all the way up to high-level advanced adults. All you have to do is switch the target language, the ability, the grammar points. You switch the variables and you make them level appropriate. Now, take the game Tic Tac Toe. You can use it to teach colors to kids by putting different colors in each square and then having the kids say the name of the color before putting their mark on the square. Red, blue. Okay, now let's imagine the kids are a little bit older, say 5 or 6. We can use the same game, but expand the target language. Now let's throw in I like or I don't like before the color. So, I like red. I don't like blue. Staying with the same game, imagine your students are a bit older and a bit better still. Now we're teaching verbs, so you put a verb in each box. Each turn a student has to say a sentence that uses that verb. You can add in can or can't as well, just to personalize it so it's more fun for your students. I can't skate. I can read. Okay, now you level up again. So this game, you're probably looking at something a little more junior high school level. You keep the verbs in the boxes, but now what we're going to do is change the tenses. So here, I studied yesterday. I walked to school this morning. That's past tense. Now what we'll do is imagine it's, a little bit higher. You're getting into high school classes. So in high school classes, a lot of times what it is the students won't tell you any more than exactly is what's required of them. They're kind of scared to make mistakes. So here we add in expansion. I studied yesterday because I'm bad at math. So that's a little bit more difficult. Say this is your grade 9, grade 10 class. Now if you're going to move it to a grade 11 class, add in a negative. Or even longer later in the same lesson. So here, same thing. You're looking at the sentence, I studied yesterday because I'm bad at math. Now let's make it a negative. I didn't study yesterday because I had swimming practice. So what it is a lot of times you have to make it personalized to your student, but you set up the framework, the rules of the game, so that people can actually excel within this and accomplish the goal you've put in front of them. People just like the competition. The game itself is kind of secondary. I know it's kind of weird from a guy with 150 games on his channel. Okay, to keep going with it, now imagine you have adults. So with adults, especially in Japan, a lot of the problem is they don't offer anything extra. They don't follow up with follow-up questions. So here, you make it, instead of just one person using a sentence to play the game, now the person that they're playing against has to ask a follow-up question, and then they answer that question. So let's take verb plus negative tense plus expansion plus follow-up question. I will not walk to school tomorrow because my mom will give me a ride. And then the follow-up question, what's your mom's name? My mom's name is Pat. So now you've turned tic-tac-toe, which you were using before to teach colors to babies. Now you're using it as a basic mini conversation or a mini dialogue. Finally, if you want to make this game work for really high level adults, You add a timer so that the expansion conversation has to run a certain amount of time. A lot of times students are only going to give you the bare minimum of what they think is required. So just add a timer. Now the requirement is that after I tell you my mom's name is Pat, now you speak about that for 30 seconds. Please let me know if this kind of video was helpful. Would you like to see more videos like this? Let us know in the comments section and by liking and sharing this video. That was easy.
If you're looking for great downloads, visit our Teachers Pay Teachers page. And for more classroom games, make sure to visit our website easyeslgames.com. Both of the links are in the description.